Who's afraid of a little old Taylor Swift?
Well, you should be.
Well, if some of her fans have anything to say about it, Donald Trump might be. Swift announcing right after the presidential debate Tuesday night that she's voting for Vice President Kamala Harris and Governor Tim Walz this fall, writing in part that Harris is a steady-handed, gifted leader, and I believe we can accomplish so much more in this country if we are led by calm and not chaos. And signing the post with love and hope, Taylor Swift, childless cat lady. A nod to Trump's running mate J.D. Vance's now viral comment about single women without children who he said are miserable.
While we have been talking, somebody's just handed me something.
Walz learning of Swift's endorsement live on MSNBC.
I am incredibly grateful, first of all, to Taylor Swift. I say that also as a cat owner.
The campaign immediately selling friendship bracelets, the signature accessory Swift fans wear and trade at her concerts, and putting out new ads using Swift's song Miss Americana.
It's been a long time coming by.
And I did something bad.
I never trust a narcissist, but they love me.
For the Harris campaign, there is no bigger celebrity on planet Earth, arguably, that can have the kind of influence over an electorate and the makeup of an electorate. She's endorsing the concept of voting and the challenge of reaching younger voters in particular. So just spreading that awareness to a following as large and as loyal and as intense as Taylor Swift's is itself an achievement.
There were a whopping 405,999 visitors to the vote.gov custom URL shared by Swift in the 24 hours that her Instagram story with the link was live, seeming to be the latest example of the so-called Swift effect.
Oh, the Taylor Swift effect is very real. I mean, let's go back to her most recent concert tour, for example, and just look at all of the gains that it did to whatever local economy she pulled up in town for. Like, everyone made money. She is someone who moves the needle.
After the U.S. Open shared this clip of Swift singing I Believe in a Thing Called Love last Sunday at the tennis tournament. The 2003 song From the Darkness shot to #1 on the U.S. iTunes rock chart. And last year, after she started dating Kansas City Chiefs tight end Travis Kelce, viewership for Sunday night football games increased by 24% for women aged 18 to 24 and 34% for women over 35.
Swifties don't play. They are absolutely a united force. You know, for her last tour alone, they were on the ground, you know, planning things in celebration of Taylor Swift arriving in their cities to perform. That, I mean, that level of grassroots organization can only be rivaled to a political campaign.
Of course, celebrity endorsements are nothing new. In 1920, Republican Warren G. Harding became the first presidential candidate to get an A-list backing from actors Mary Pickford and Al Jolson. This year, actors Roseanne Barr and Scott Baio, along with Elon Musk and Kid Rock, have all rallied behind Donald Trump. One analysis showed that Oprah Winfrey's endorsement of Barack Obama in 2008 may have given him a boost of about 1 million votes in caucuses and primaries. But many stars have backed Democratic candidates in the past that went on to lose. Travis Scott and Lin-Manuel Miranda supported Beto O'Rourke in his Texas Senate race against Ted Cruz in 2018. And that same year, Rihanna could not help Andrew Gillum find love in his bid to become Florida's governor. But the Taylor Swift effect may be different. On National Voter Registration Day last year, Vote.gov saw a 1,226% jump in participation on their site after Taylor Swift posted an Instagram story driving her followers to their website, resulting in over 35,000 new registrations.
There are states that will be decided by less than 10,000 votes. So if you can move just a couple of portions of a percentage point, and often not just in changing a vote, but just changing the makeup of the electorate, the influence can be vast.
One group says they've seen the Swift effect in action, Swifties for Kamala.
We have political organizers, we have people who work in social media professionally, and we have just people who are really passionate about this. And so when you put a group of people this passionate together, I think you see results.
Irene Kim helped co-found the grassroots coalition of Taylor Swift fans that formed the evening President Biden stepped down. Since then, she says, they've gained over 250,000 followers across social media. They also take the work offline, organizing text and phone banking and door knocking. Kim says Swifties like her find common ground between Taylor's values and Harris and Walz's plans.
A lot of Taylor's music obviously talks about feminism and standing up for yourself and also the experience of being a woman. And I think that's also why Swifties were primed to support Kamala, because we knew the barrage of misogyny would come. We've seen that with Taylor. We want to combat a lot of the misinformation and misogyny that we knew was probably going to head the VP's way.
Swift has 9 more U.S. dates left in her Eras tour. And Kim says Swifties for Kamala will be at all of them doing outreach. And while they haven't heard from Taylor's team directly,
we like to say she's welcome at our party anytime.
There does seem to be some bad blood between Swift and Trump. Swift pointing to the AI-generated images posted last month on Trump's Truth Social, falsely claiming she endorsed him. It brought me to the conclusion, she wrote, that I need to be very transparent about my actual plans for this election as a voter. For his part, Trump called in Wednesday morning on Fox and Friends to share his thoughts.
Taylor Swift endorsed Kamala Harris. What do you think?
Well, I actually like Mrs. Mahomes much better, if you want to know the truth.
Brittany Mahomes is the wife of Chiefs quarterback Patrick Mahomes and has grown close to Swift. Trump going on to tell the Fox audience he thinks Swift will face backlash for getting behind Harris.
But she's a very liberal person. She seems to always endorse a Democrat, and she'll probably pay a price for it in the marketplace.
Yeah, I bet you think about me.
But for now, pro-Harris Swifties are betting you think about them at the ballot box in November.
Swifties always go above and beyond. We always go the extra mile. We can never just be low-key about something.